If you tend to develop deep feelings for someone very quickly, if you get attached after just a few conversations, if you feel a strong connection long before you really know the person, you might wonder, why does this happen to me? Why do I attach faster than other people? Why do my emotions move so quickly, even when my mind wants to slow down? Attaching too quickly doesn't mean you're desperate. It doesn't mean you're weak. And it definitely doesn't mean something is wrong with you. There is a psychology behind this, a combination of nervous system patterns, emotional history, and the way your brain learned to seek safety and connection. Today, we're going to take this apart gently, layer by layer, so you can understand yourself with more compassion, not judgment. For many people, fast attachment feels like an instant spark, not just attraction, but recognition. Like your whole system suddenly says, this person feels safe. This feels familiar. This might be something important. You may notice, you think about them throughout the day. You idealize small moments. You feel emotionally invested very early. You imagine the future before the present is even stable. You crave closeness intensely. You struggle with patience or uncertainty. And while this intensity can feel beautiful, it can also feel overwhelming. You might feel torn between excitement and anxiety, wanting to move forward, yet fearing you're losing control. None of this is random. Your emotional system is responding exactly as it was shaped to respond. People often blame themselves for attaching fast. They call it clinginess, neediness, or being too much. But in reality, fast attachment is often a nervous system response, not a personality flaw. Here's why. When you meet someone who gives you a feeling of warmth, attention, or emotional presence, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding chemicals. For some people, this release is slow and gradual, but for others, especially those who grew up with inconsistent emotional support, the bonding system activates very quickly. Your body isn't attaching to the person, it's attaching to the feeling of safety they represent. To your nervous system, emotional safety is rare, precious, and urgent. So when it finds even a glimpse of it, it holds on tightly. Not because you're weak, but because your body has been waiting for that feeling for a very long time. Fast attachment almost always has roots in early emotional experiences. If you grew up with inconsistent caregivers, unpredictable attention, emotional highs and lows, affection that came in bursts, adults who were sometimes warm, sometimes distant, love that had to be earned, or emotional neglect masked as independence, your nervous system learned something important. Connection doesn't last, so when it appears, grab onto it. This creates an anxious attachment blueprint. You scan for emotional safety. When you feel it, you bond quickly. Your emotions intensify faster than the situation warrants. Uncertainty feels threatening. Space feels like danger, not rest. You're not overreacting. You're responding to a lifetime of inconsistent emotional nutrition. If connection was scarce, your system learned to attach quickly because it didn't know when the next moment of closeness would come. When you attach fast, your mind fills in the gaps. You focus on the small signs of warmth and interpret them as proof of deeper compatibility. This happens because you're craving emotional safety, you project your hopes and unmet needs. Your brain is relieved to find comfort. You want the connection to be real. Your system prioritizes closeness over caution. In psychology, this is called positive projection. It's not delusion, it's a protective mechanism. Your brain isn't seeing the person as they are. It's seeing the version of them that represents safety, stability, connection. You're not in love with the person. You're in love with the potential of feeling safe with them. Fast attachment creates deep emotional neural pathways. When things slow down, become uncertain, or fall apart, you don't just lose the person, you lose the feeling of safety your system associated with them. This can feel like anxiety, withdrawal, obsessive thoughts, panic, emotional crashing, fear of abandonment, longing for closeness, physical discomfort in the body. This is not dramatic. This is not too much. This is your nervous system responding to loss of perceived safety. You weren't attaching to the relationship, you were attaching to the relief it brought you. Letting go isn't just sad, it feels dangerous because your system thought it found safety. You don't need to suppress your feelings or detach coldly. Healing fast attachment is about creating space without creating fear. Here are gentle ways to do that. 1. Let your feelings exist, but don't build a story around them. It's okay to feel excitement and connection. Just don't jump to meaning. Replace, "This must be something special," with, "This feels good, and I'm curious to learn more." Curiosity slows attachment. Fantasy speeds it up. 2. Introduce time as a grounding tool. Tell yourself, if this connection is healthy, it will grow slowly and consistently. Healthy connections don't require emotional intensity to survive. They need time, pacing, and reality. 3. Return to your own life. Fast attachment often happens when you've been emotionally hungry. Re-engage with hobbies, friendships, routines, self-care, small daily rituals. The more nourished you are internally, the less urgently you'll cling externally. 4. Separate chemistry from compatibility. Chemistry is immediate. Compatibility is revealed. One is a spark. The other is a foundation. Let time show you the difference. If you attach quickly, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your heart and nervous system learn to respond intensely to connection, because connection once felt uncertain. You deserve relationships that grow slowly, safely, and at a pace that doesn't overwhelm you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you'd like more calm psychology explained simply and gently, you're always welcome here. Take care of yourself.